Get ready for jingle bells and a rock around the Christmas tree this holiday season in Iowa City.
International student population continues to decline at the UI.
Football season looks to be over for the Hawkeyes.
This could be the last time we see warm temperatures for a while.
This is DITV News at 8:30. Good morning. We are live on the DailyIowan.com and at KRUI 89.7 FM. I'm Ashley Weil. And the holiday season is getting started now that students are back from the fall break. And the sounds of the season are coming soon. Both Hancher Auditorium and the Englert Theater are preparing for this holiday season with a variety of music, ballet, and shows over the whole month of December. I have more on what to expect this season. Hancher kicks off this programming with a music performance with Cantus, a low-voice choir with a program full of Christmas songs.
It's an exciting time of the year. It's also sort of like, you know, the chill has hit us here in Iowa, and I think that's a time, you know, when community comes together.
And the Englert Theater also plans to kick things off early December with the Nutcracker opening up this weekend. This performance is in collaboration with the Nolte Academy dancers and will also feature a live orchestra.
It's always super fun. It's a great opportunity to get families together and get the community together to kind of celebrate the arts across all age ranges.
Continuing throughout the month, Patti LaBelle will be at the Hancher Auditorium December 9th to celebrate the season.
I think it's really, really special that we have Patti LaBelle coming. I mean, she's just a legendary artist.
And later in the month, the Englert also has a Festival of the Carols. The annual event will celebrate with carols, hot cocoa, stories, and even a visit from Santa.
It's a free event, family friendly. Hope people can come out and just kind of celebrate in a way that's not as formal as the Nutcracker.
To learn more or get tickets for these festivities, be sure to check out both Hancher and the Englert's websites for more on this holiday season. And with the season now in full swing, Iowa City is following suit with their Christmas-themed decorations. These go throughout the city. One of the most notable items is Santa's sleigh, who calls the Ped Mall home throughout the season. However, it was reported that this beloved decoration was stolen sometime in between late Friday night and early Saturday morning. Iowa City Police said that the sleigh was recovered late Sunday evening through a Facebook announcement. And international student enrollment is on the decline at the University of Iowa. Daily Iowa News reporter Emily Nyberg is live in the newsroom now to tell us more. Emily, what trend has been seen in international student enrollment?
International student enrollment has been on the decline for many years. In 2017, the UI reported 4,011 international students. The most recent data from 2021 reported 2,176. This decline has primarily impacted the undergraduate student population, as international graduate student numbers have stayed consistent.
And what is the said cause of this decline?
There are multiple reasons for the decline. Most recently, the COVID-19 pandemic caused travel restrictions and safety concerns that reduced the amount of people interested in studying internationally. But the decline started before the pandemic. Russell Ganem, UI Associate Provost and Dean of International Students, said that safety concerns, specifically surrounding gun violence in the U.S., have been deterring students for years.
And is there a specific student population that has been most impacted by this decreased enrollment?
Yes, as of 2021, 35% of UI international students are from China. In recent years, China has built higher education infrastructure that lessened the need for outsourced higher education. In an attempt to diversify and rebuild the international student population, the UI is focusing recruiting efforts to the Middle East, the United Arab Emirates, and Sub-Saharan Africa, among other places. Back to you, Ashley.
Thanks. And Reagan, can we expect warm weather this week?
Well, actually, compared to last week we can, but mainly at the beginning of the week. Right now I am live on campus where it is a frigid 25 degrees, but will climb up to a high of 48 degrees. Sunshine is expected throughout the day. Tomorrow may be the last time we see temperatures in the 50s for a while. You also may want to have an umbrella with you as scattered showers will be present during the daytime. Temperatures look to shoot back down on Wednesday with highs only reaching 28 degrees with windy conditions. The rest of the week should have lots of sunshine. Weather created many problems for travelers this past holiday weekend. On Saturday, more than 2,000 flights were delayed and another 100 were canceled due to weather-related issues. With another wave of holiday travel coming up, airlines are urging customers to plan ahead and arrive early. Back to you, Ashley.
Thanks, Reagan. And after a long battle with Twitter, Elon Musk purchased the social media platform about a month ago. Since then, Twitter users have been consumed by his next move. Many people expected the worst.
This is what I predicted would happen at the moment he announced this transaction, that he would open the floodgates, purveyors and prognosticators of hate speech and conspiracy theories.
Week, Musk made the controversial decision to reinstate Donald Trump's Twitter account. Trump was banned from Twitter after the January 6th attack on the Capitol. He followed up this decision with the announcement on Thanksgiving Day, saying that many banned accounts would be allowed back on the platform as long as they had not taken part in illegal activity or spam. Other accounts that have been reinstated are a satire site, The Babylon Bee, and podcaster Jordan Peterson. And according to the CDC, at least 1 in 5 adults who are infected with COVID-19 continue to suffer with long COVID as well. Long COVID has been hard for doctors to diagnose, as CT scans have primarily been the way to identify the illness. However, recently, UI researchers have found a new way to accurately identify long COVID, and in a way that is significantly cheaper than CT scans. This method is called a scalp scan. Co-author of the study, Alejandro Comelles, describes, quote, "A scalp scan is just looking at your chest and lungs, not as a 3D CT, but closer to a 2D X-ray." The researchers hope that this development will make assistance for those with long COVID more accessible. And one of the top interrogation training organizations in the country had a bit of a homecoming this last week. Reporter Lucas Strain has more on who the CTK group is and how they train interrogators for the future.
12 years ago, 3 police investigators who shared a passion for finding the truth created a company called the CTK Group in Cedar Falls. Today, they have grown into one of the best interrogation classes in the country and returned home to Iowa for the first time this season. The CTK Group is a research, interview, and interrogation group that teaches police officers current investigative methods using an evidence-based approach. The instructors are 4 active duty investigators who teach the class all over the country.
Each one of our investigators is a 20-year plus investigator working in an active major crimes unit for a state police organization. And the benefit that gives us is we're getting lots of repetition. We also get to see what the police officers are doing, both local, state, and federal. And we get to see the tactics that work and the tactics that don't work.
The prior training I had was way too complex. And I never had anybody explain to me why these steps are necessary. Is there research that backs this up? I never had any of those things before, and now I've got a system that not only is simple, but it has research backing up why we're doing what we're doing.
The classes are 24 hours spaced over 3 days, and students say the one-of-a-kind system works.
You'll have people who've been in law enforcement for 30 years come to our class and say, no one has ever explained it to me this way, right?
Reporting from the University of Iowa, I'm Lucas Strain.
A McDonald's in Atlanta, Georgia helped deliver a baby this past weekend. While on the way to the hospital, Alondria Worthy asked her fiance to stop at McDonald's so she could use the restroom. 3 employees assisted with the delivery in the McDonald's restroom.
Screaming. Then I knew to tell my crew, we're having a baby today.
After 15 minutes and 3 pushes, Nandi Araya Moremi Phillip was born. The McDonald's crew who helped deliver the baby nicknamed her Little Nugget. The owner of the Atlanta McDonald's rewarded the 3 crew members who assisted with the birth with $250 in gift cards. Next week, this McDonald's location will hold a baby shower for Little Nugget. Now let's send it to Sarah for more on Hawkeye Sports.
Thanks, Ashley. The Iowa football team had their last regular season game this past Friday against Nebraska. DITV sports reporter Vivian Samoski tells us more on how the game went.
It was an emotional night as the Nebraska Cornhuskers spoiled the Hawkeyes' chances for another trip to Indy, defeating the Hawks 24-17. But a snap to their 4-game winning streak isn't stopping the Hawks from their fight to improve for next season and beyond.
Obviously, anytime you get an opportunity to go to Indy, that's huge. But you know what? That's not the plan. And you know, we're just going to keep shifting and getting our focus on what really matters, and that's the guys in the locker room, the coaches in the locker room. And just look at ourselves, reflect, see how we could have done better, see what we could have changed.
The Hawks were hit with numerous injuries, including quarterback Spencer Petras leaving the game due to a shoulder injury, leaving Alex Padilla to step in. But a different QB unfortunately wasn't enough to change the momentum for the Hawks to defeat the Cornhuskers.
And the bottom line is we just didn't do the things you have to do to be successful, and credit our opponent, they did. How proud I am of our guys. You know, they've been consistent all the way through the season, giving great effort, and you know, never gave up tonight. They fought really hard, especially in that second half.
The Hawks will hope to finish out their season on a high with a bowl game. Bowl games will be announced on December 4th. From DITV Sports, I'm Vivian Samoski.
For the conference championship, the Michigan Wolverines took the Big Ten East, and the Purdue Boilermakers won the Big Ten West. In the number 9 ranked Iowa women's basketball team lost in the championship game of the Phil Knight Legacy Tournament 86-79 to the 3rd ranked UConn. The game was back and forth all night with 7 different lead changes and neither team ever really having the upper hands. However, UConn pulled away in the closing minutes when they scored 9 unanswered points that the Hawks couldn't come back from. All-American Caitlin Clark led the team in points with 25 despite being 2-11 from 3. However, Kate Martin went perfect 6 from 6 from 3 and finished with 20 points. Iowa will look to get back into the win column on Thursday when they host the NC State Wolfpack here at Carver Hawkeye Arena. The Iowa men's basketball team recently took a break from the cold weather and made their way to Niceville, Florida to play in the Emerald Coast Classic. With very exciting wins against Omaha and Clemson, the Hawks unfortunately lost the title game against TCU with a score of 79-66. Although these Hawkeyes managed to keep it a close game but could not capitalize a win in the end because of how they controlled the ball on offense.
From 3, you know, normally we're a much better shooting team than that, and that I think played into when they started to get some separation. We got it to the front of the rim a couple times, didn't fall for us.
This loss made their overall season record 5-1, although the Hawkeyes have an exciting matchup this Tuesday against Georgia Tech. And the number 2 ranked Iowa wrestling team took down number 21 Penn Saturday afternoon at Carver Hawkeye Arena. Iowa dominated the match from the start to finish, with Patrick Kennedy and Tony Kasopi notching major decisions in their respective matches. But it was number 29 Kobe Seabricht who stole the show by pinning number 10 Anthony Ardolana in the second period to close out the match and bring all 15,000 fans at Carver Hawkeye Arena to their feet. Iowa will look to continue their success when they host Iowa State for the Cyhawk Series on Sunday at Carver Hawkeye Arena. And in the worldly sports news, the men's 2022 FIFA World Cup is currently happening in Qatar. The United States men's national soccer team was placed in Group B with Iran, England, and Wales. U.S. has already played against England and Wales and had tied against both teams. Wales 1-1 and England 0-0. Their next upcoming match is against Iran this Tuesday at 1 p.m. If wanting to move on in the World Cup and out of the current group play stage, the United men's national team needs to be ready right from the start and have high energy throughout the whole game. Come back for more on Wednesday for all your latest on all things Hawkeye sports. Now back to you, Ashley.
Thank you, and thank you for tuning in to DITV News. Have a great day.